Hi, everybody. How are you? Isn't this amazing? Great content, great energy in the room. I am so happy to be here, and I want to start out with a pretty scary statistic first. 67% of Americans are unhappy. 15 million people are depressed and on antidepressant and anti-anxiety medication, and there are 8 million people who are suicidal. And I was one of those people. So I'm happy to say that I am here today, and I am the founder and creator of I Have Today. I Have Today is an empowerment and intentional living coaching and community designed to help predominantly women through transitions to reinvent their lives, to empower them to live each day to the fullest, and to extract from them all the multifaceted talents that they have and incorporate that into every area of their life. And it is my big, bold mission to see that 1 billion women on this planet who don't know their self-worth discover their true divinity, power, and purpose. And the reason why is you can crawl or you can soar. And either way, it takes the same amount of energy. And like somebody said, I don't remember who said it, if your dream isn't big enough that it scares the crap out of you, then you're not dreaming big enough. And you want people to look at you like you're crazy until they don't. So, my speech is on how to reinvent your life and live intentionally. And what does living intentionally really mean? Well, that is, like Tamara started to say, really being present in your life and being intentional with it. Don't leave your day, your precious time, up to outside circumstances beyond your control. Take the power back and decide. So the problem is many people get stuck in life in mediocrity because of their limiting beliefs. And thank you, Kathy, for your beautiful speech on fear, because it is so, so huge. And so people are afraid to take risks. So the solution is to realize that you can live your life any way you want, and that you get today to decide how you want to live and how you want to feel in every moment. Every single day is a reboot. Every single day is a restart. Now, I don't know what your religious beliefs are, but I'd just like to invite you that I'm a little woo-woo, so I'm going to go a little woo-woo with you. So if I just invite you to be open to maybe hearing something that you didn't hear before and taking it in a little different way. Okay, so of the many, many clients that I work with, I've gone through all their files. These were some of the top things that come up over and over again with these people. They're stuck in a career, can't find love, they feel like they're wasting their time, they can't stay focused, they feel like they don't have inner peace, clearly want to get over their fears. And they worry. Worry is such a wasted emotion, which I'll talk about later. And then they forgot how to have fun. They tell me, I lost my sense of humor. I don't know how to have fun anymore. And then these are some of the emotions. So I ask you to look at that list. I'm certainly not going to run through it, but there's a lot of negative stuff going on there. And I will tell you that I had every one of these emotions going on with me until my reinvention. So look at that list and see if you've got any of that stuff going on within you. So as someone who sets intentions all day, every day, in every area of my life, this opportunity is no different. So there's 2 intentions that I have for us today. That you learn something, a life-changing nugget, aha, one little thing that you can implement in your life today that permanently and positively changes the trajectory of your life in a positive way, and that you understand how powerful you are and that you're limited by nothing. Bob Proctor says, I don't know if any of you follow him, but there's more energy in our hand than is necessary that could light up the entire city of San Diego. That's how powerful we are. So I'm going to tell you my story, and I'm going to break it up into 3 sections, but they'll all tie in together on how I got to where I am today, doing what I'm doing today. So the picture on the top left is the house that I grew up in Deer Park, Long Island. Yeah, Long Island's in the house. And the reason why I put that picture there is I got the opportunity to go there last summer. And I was on vacation on Long Island, and I was like, near my old neighborhood, I'm gonna drive by my old house. And so I took that picture, and as I stood there, I realized it had been 35 years since I had been there. 35 years, and it felt like it went by in a snap. I couldn't believe it. The picture on the right with me looking so hot and sexy, all full of attitude, is really important because I'm 12 years old in this picture, and I am on the cusp of going from girl to woman. And I look like the whole world revolves around me, don't I? I mean, I have such attitude there. And if I could go back and tell her anything, I would tell her that it does. Don't lose that. Don't let mean girls, society, the media, anything outside of you let you think you're anything less than you are, because it's going to take years and years and years later to unravel all of that stuff. So the same is true for you. The world does revolve around every single one of you. Like Kathy was showing with the energy experiment, which I've done, and it's amazing. It is that fast. Your thoughts and your words and your actions matter a lot, and I'll take you through that in the presentation, but it does really revolve around you. So be selfish about your life. You came here, you're a miracle. There's a 400 trillion to 1 odd of you being here. You're miraculous. So own that. Own your life and live it as fully and as intentionally as you can. And then the bottom picture is a picture of my family. And the woman on the second to the left, who looks a lot like me, right, is actually my mother. And the reason why I have that picture there is because that is the last picture we took as a family, because shortly thereafter she died of cancer. She was 53 years old. I'm 53 right now. I had now officially outlived my mother, and I can imagine that given how much life that I have in me. So the reason why I put this slide in is because it's about time. And somebody else mentioned it too. I don't know, we've heard so many great things today that I'm losing track. But time is our most precious commodity. We don't get it back. You have today. You have right now, you and me in this room together, this is your life right now. So your past is behind you, your future is unknown, it's right now. So you don't have a day to waste. If you live to be 100, you get 36,500 days. That's it. How many of those do you want to waste? So be fiercely loyal and committed to using your time wisely. So when we moved from New York to California, it was the summer before my senior year of high school, which was a really traumatic time in my life, but I saw all the gifts and the blessings in it. I went to San Diego State for a year, and that's where I fell in love with San Diego. And then I got a job at an ad agency, and that turned into a 32-year career in advertising and television sales. And these are some of the companies I was fortunate to work for and with over the years. And I spent 8 years in LA working in advertising before moving to Chicago to get married, and then I switched to television sales. And while I was working in television sales, one day, it was an Easter Sunday. I was making deviled eggs for a family holiday, and I was in the kitchen, and I'm very persnickety. My sisters call me Diane-al. I like everything perfect. And I was making deviled eggs, and the last finishing touch it needed was a sprinkle of paprika. Well, I went to put the paprika on the deviled eggs, and too much spice came out of the container and ruined my dish in 1 second. So do any of you cook? Has that ever happened to any of you? Does anybody want a spifter? I have one with me here. So what happened was, I thought, if there was just a sifting spoon where you could just put the spice in the bowl and then have a long handle and have a tapping edge and just tap the spice where you want it to go. So I set out on a quest to find this amazing thing the next day, and I couldn't find it. And I looked high and low, all online. I went to every store, and the voice said, Diane, you need to create this. You need to make this. So I was like, okay. So I'm out to dinner with friends a couple weeks later, and I said, hey, I came up with this idea for a kitchen gadget. Do you know anyone in this business? And they did, and they introduced me. And he said to me, "Are you sure you want to do this? This is not an easy undertaking, and it's not a nice business. This is really, really hard. That's why 95% of ideas don't get made." And I said, "I just want to see where it goes." Well, so I filed a patent, made a prototype, and fast forward, I ended up winning an innovation award at the International Housewares Show and the Chicago Innovation Awards, and it landed me on QVC. So an idea that I had in my mind, that I could see in my mind, I brought it to the world with no expectations about it, not knowing a thing about this industry, just blindly taking the next step and the next step and the next step. And that's where it ended up bringing me. So the reason I share that with you is because that was my entryway into entrepreneurship. I mean, I had a corporate job. I never even thought about becoming an entrepreneur. But it kind of opened up my mind to it. So that is the invention piece of my story. The intention that I have today is my personal journey. And what happened to me is I married a man who we weren't in love. We loved each other, but we weren't in love. And that relationship fell apart early, very early in the marriage. I stayed 2 decades, 20 years with someone in an unfulfilling relationship. And a lot of, there was some good in there, of course, and obviously a lot of bad, but through the peaks and valleys, my mom's cancer and then dying, I had infertility issues, and then ended up giving birth to, my amazing twins, but then life became about the kids, and my emotional needs just kept getting put further back and back and back. And here's the thing, I kept it hidden from everybody. I told no one. So to everybody, it looked like I'm this powerful woman with this great life, and I had it all. It looked great. Inside, I was dying. Literally, my soul and spirit were chipping away more and more. Day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. So, one day, June of 2011, it was a regular Saturday afternoon. We were running around with the kids, taking them to and from errands. We went over to some friends for a barbecue that night, and their sangria's flowing, and the wine's going, and the food's going, and the kids are in the yard running around and having a great time. And we got in the car, and the fighting started. And I got home, and I went up into the bathroom, and I locked the door. And I took 2 full bottles of prescription pain pills, and I had them in my hand, and I was ready to end my life, and said, I just can't take this pain and loneliness anymore. And here's where I need you to trust. A force greater than me knocked those pills out of my hand and screamed in my ear, and I know it was my mother, and said, Diane, you are not ending your life this way. You need to go get help so that you can tell your story and you can help others. And I just threw my hands up in the air and said, well, you need to show me the way, because I don't know how. I don't know what to do. So the next day I called a therapist and left a message, and I said, I need your help. I'm changing my life. And so I started seeing a therapist and working through that, and it took another 6 months or so and a lot of other things to transpire in that relationship, betrayal and all kinds of things. But I got out. So in January of 2012, he moved out, and I had a brief pity party, why me, why now, why this? And then one day in February, I woke up. And I had started a meditation practice and a journaling practice, which I'm going to talk to you about. And I went downstairs and I sat on the couch and I closed my eyes and I started chanting, I forgive you, I forgive you, I forgive you, I forgive you, for 20 minutes. Tears rolling down my face. I was forgiving myself. I was forgiving him. I was forgiving all the mistakes. I was forgiving everything. And I stopped that and I said, that's it. I did this. I need to own this. I need to own my part. I'm the one responsible for the condition of my life. And I was the enabler, and I allowed this, and I don't want this anymore. I want an extraordinary life, and I'm going to do everything I can to have it. And so, again, I started the meditation practice. I started journaling, and then all of a sudden, these these intuitive gifts that I had that lay dormant for pretty much my whole lifetime started getting dialed way, way up. And I was getting all these bursts of inspiration. I was writing poetry, I was writing stories, I was seeing things and creating things all over the place. And in August of 2013, I woke up with a poem in my head called I Have Today. And it was, I have today to love and be loved. I have today to start fresh and new. I have today to see things with new eyes. I have today to nurture my spirit, mind, and body. And it went on and on and on. And I wrote it down as quickly as I could. And I had written many, many other poems. But I looked at this and I said, this is way more than a poem. This is a movement. I Have Today is a multimedia platform. Like I saw my product, the Spifter, I could see it in my mind. I could see I Have Today. And it was TV and radio and productions and live events and training and a community to help and support women who don't know their self-worth to discover their true divinity, power, and purpose. And so on that day in August of 2013, the idea of this company came alive. So as I stood there with it, I said, this is what God was talking about in the bathroom back in June of 2011. So we can't connect the dots going forward. We can only connect them going back. So I started to put those pieces together. So now, fast forward to the spring of 2015. My twins are getting ready to graduate high school, and I've got all this stuff bubbling up inside of me. You know, I want to I'm just feeling the pull and the calling to do this work and to get out there. So I made a bold decision. I quit my corporate job. My kid's last day of high school was my last day at ABC, and I walked away, no net, not knowing what was going to happen for me, but I sold my house, I sold all my belongings, I got my twins off to college, and I moved from Chicago to San Diego with my spifters and my clothes and a dream. And I kept saying, I just want to see where this goes. I just want to see where this goes. So fast forward to now. Here we are. I just crossed over the 3-year anniversary of me leaving ABC, and it has been nothing short of extraordinary. I will tell you this. This is the reason I'm telling you this is to feel the fear and do it anyway. If you've got a dream, you have to go after your dream, because I'm a best-selling author. I host a TV show. I've built this company. I have online programs. I have a huge list of clients. I'm on stage speaking. I'm getting the message out there because you need, when you get a calling like that, you need to step into it. And we all have that in us. Every single one of you has brilliance and ideas in you, and you need to step into it. So I just wanted to show you these two, because these two kids, these two buggers, the doctor told me I would never have kids. And I looked at him and I said, that's just not an option. I will have kids. And the reason I tell you that is because 15 months later, they were born. I went through hell to conceive them. I went through hell to carry them. I went through hell to deliver them. And I wouldn't change a single thing, because these two people are extraordinary, and I can't imagine the world without them. And my message to you is, don't let anybody tell you what you can and cannot do. You get to decide. It's all here anyway. It's in the mind. So when I'm working with people, and what I've noticed, these are all my philosophies and everything that I've come up with. These are the 3 areas that need to be transitioned first. Low self-worth. It is epidemic. I can't tell you how crummy women talk about themselves and think about themselves. Men too. I don't want to discount you guys. I just, most of my clientele are women. And I, in fact, am a woman. And I know that if I was going through all of that, how many other thousands, if not millions of women were going through it too. And then overwhelm. We get so overwhelmed. We pile on all this stuff, and we're taking on too much. And the insanity has to stop. So it needs to be redirected into focus about what it is you want and why it is you want it. And then lack of passion in our lives. Again, miraculous experience that we're here. We're wasting our time doing things that aren't serving us. And I hear this all the time. I have no passion in my life. We forgot how to have fun. A lot of us, I hear this all the time. I know this, I've cycled through this too. So to bring back confidence, focus, and fun. Okay, cheesy little drawing, but let me explain it to you. All right, so what's happening is our mindset. It's what we're thinking that's controlling the way that we're feeling. which is controlling the way we're communicating, which is resulting in what we're manifesting into our lives. We are literally doing it. Like Kathy was doing with the energy experiment, you see how fast it moves, the positive and the negative. You can open it up and then shut it off. We're doing that all day, every day with our thoughts and our words and our actions. If I had a pen in my hand and I dropped it on the floor, there would be no question what would happen, right? Law of gravity, instantaneously on the floor. Law of attraction is the same thing. It's instantaneous. So it's very important to create awareness about what you're thinking and what you're saying, not just about yourself, but in general. So that is where I work with my clients first. First, to clear up all that mindset crap, then we start building businesses and we reinvent in every area of their life. So I had a 3-step process that changed my life. And I like 3-step processes for 3 reasons. They're easy to remember, they're easy to implement, and then they're easy to build upon. And when we create easy triggers, we can reprogram the subconscious. Our mind is 90% subconscious, 10% conscious, but the subconscious is literal. It cannot tell the truth from a lie, so it will believe whatever you tell it, as long as you keep telling it over and over again. And the importance of knowing this is that mindset is like a muscle, and you have to work it every day. You do. Tony Robbins works on it every day. Oprah Winfrey works on it every day. No one is immune from this. The fight or flight is instinctual in there. It's built in. So we have to be focused on filling our mindset with positive things every day. So this is why I created these quick, fast, easy triggers, because I took a culmination of everything that I learned from everything that I studied and got certified in, everything I could attend, everything I could read, everything I could watch. And I said, I want to hack this. This is like way too overwhelming, and I want to hack this. What could I do to anchor this in for me today? Not just to make it easy for me, but to make it easy for others. And so the 3 steps are: love it, thank it, bring it. And what this means is you got to love your life. Every single moment of it, every breath that you take. 35,000 people didn't get that today. They didn't wake up. They crossed over. So your life is such a gift, and you have to love all the bad along with the good, because it got you to where you are today. And you need the negative things to happen in our lives to create the clarity about what you do want and you don't want. So it's imperative that you love your life. Thank it is to show gratitude and appreciation for it, everything about it. From the bed that you're sleeping in, because so many millions of people don't know that either, to the cup of coffee you get to drink, to the car you drive, even if it's a clunker and you don't even like it. You know, gratitude for everything. When you're writing out your mortgage check, say thank you for keeping me safe and warm. When you're paying the grocery bill, thank you for feeding me. When you're paying your medical insurance, thank you for keeping me healthy and well. Just gratitude, gratitude, gratitude for everything. Look for the gratitude in every area of your life, because there is gratitude there. There is an opportunity to find the gift in everything. I'm so grateful for what happened to me. I'm so grateful for that moment in the bathroom. It got me to where I am today. And then bring it is the power piece. And that's, now that you know this about your life, you love it, and you're grateful for everything about it, well, how are you going to show up today? You know, how are you showing up in your relationships? How are you showing up with your health? How are you showing up with parenting? How are you showing up in your spiritual practice and your community? That's the power part of it. So I'm going to give you 6 tips for bringing it. And these are the things that worked for me. So hopefully these will work for you. And you can incorporate these today, at least some of these. Number 1 is meditation. Does anybody in this room not meditate? Okay. I am going to implore you to start a meditation practice. I have 2 practices in my book that if you have trouble concentrating, this will help you. Meditation changed my life, totally changed my life. It taught me, first of all, got me healthier, taught me how to respond versus react. I mean, the list of health benefits, it created more time in my life, not less time in my life. Meditation, Deepak Chopra says, if we can get our younger generation all meditating, we would have world peace in 1 generation. That's how powerful meditation is. The second thing was journaling. Writing is so important. If you don't not focused on your goals and your dreams, nobody else is. You need to do that. You need to take that time every day and write it down. And even if it's just a brain dump, just start journaling. Start thinking about, what do I want? And why do I want it? And how do I want to feel today? Move your body every day, whether it's exercise or walking or stretching. It's so important for your health and wellness to do that. And I have a routine. I do my nurture, my spirit, mind, and body every single day. I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, I meditate, I write in my journal, and then I go work out every single day. I spend 2 hours on me, and then I have so much to give to everybody else. So please don't pick up your phone, start texting, start reading the mail, get on social media, turn on the TV. Do not start getting involved in the lives of everybody else before you've honored yourself first. Setting intentions. This is really powerful. That's like goal setting. You can have the outcome of what you want, but you need to set the intention to get you there first. So if you don't do that, you can't move towards it. So setting intentions is huge. It makes you powerful, productive, and decisive. And then forgiveness. I told you about my forgiveness chant. It totally set me free. Forgiveness, I believe, in 3 levels. Forgiveness of self first, because we're so hard on ourselves. And then forgiveness of the other person or the situation, because they're truly just doing the best that they can from where they are. And it actually has nothing to do with you. And then back to forgiveness of yourself, because when it rears its ugly head again, and it will, you'll hear a song, somebody will say something, somebody will remind you of that situation again, and you'll go back to beating yourself up again. So forgive yourself. And then gratitude. Gratitude for everything. Start with gratitude in the morning, end with it at night. These 6 keys really helped to change my life. This is one of my quotes, that the amount of success or failure you experience in any given day is dependent on the amount of action or inaction you take in any given moment. Does anybody follow Mel Robbins, the 5-second rule? We got 5 seconds to, right. If you don't make the decision right away, your head will get involved and logic will kick in. So when you feel that pull, that, going, towards something, go with it. Go with it. Trust the universe has your back. It does. There are no mistakes. There are only lessons along the way, and that you cannot get it wrong. It's all part of the journey. There is no end destination. When you achieve a goal, as soon as you achieve it, it's immediately replaced with another one. Immediately. Do you notice that? You get that big sale or something happens, it's great, you celebrate. But then it's like, now what? It's always on to the next thing. So you need to celebrate that. And I believe that we have 3 minds. We have our head, our heart, and our gut. This is the area that you have to live in. This is where you feel it first. So for me, my heart is positive. It's a yes. When I feel it there, I know. When I feel it in my stomach, it's a no. It feels like, it's not, I just had a gut feeling. When you're feeling that, trust that. Trust that your body is communicating with you and guiding you. I'm so lucky to do what I do. I really am blessed. I'm running 2 companies. I say every day I get to do this. Yeah, entrepreneurship is hard. It is hard. You got to get up every day and be self-motivating and make things happen for you. You don't get to just go somewhere and collect a check anymore. I walked away from a really nice paycheck, and some days I go, do I want to do that? But what I'm doing now is so much more fulfilling. I am transforming other women's lives, and it is such a gift and such a privilege that I get to do that. And my purpose got defined from my pain. It was the pain that I went through for so long, and then claiming my power and owning it, that allows me to do what I'm doing now. And yeah, there are many days I don't know what I'm doing, but I get up every day with a positive attitude and say, I have today to start fresh and new. I embrace the uncertainty, and I can't wait to see how this day unfolds, and just go into it with the attitude of, I just want to see where this goes. So if you're interested, I have 4 free gifts for you. If you take out your phone and you text the word today to 38470, I have 4 free gifts. One of them is 3 tips to get everything you want. Language has so much to do with it. Your words matter so much. So it is a really, really powerful piece and a powerful practice. Another thing is my 30-day challenge on how to have a better today. And it's very easy and simple. You get a 2 to 3 minute video of me every day with that day's challenge. And it just creates awareness about what you're thinking and what you're saying. A complimentary session with me if you're interested. And then a webinar I did on attitude determines the outcome, because your attitude matters a lot. So I invite you to do that, to text today to that number, 38470. And then if you're interested in following me on social media, that's how you can find me. I do a live weekly TV series called I Have Today with Diane Forster. And then I also have, it's repurposed on YouTube, and I have at least 40 other webinars on there and many other resources and tools for you. So I just want to say that I am so honored to be here. Thank you for allowing me to share my story with you. And if I can serve you in any way, I'd be happy to do so. So. Thank you. Hey, wait.
Stand up.
I have gifts. Wait. Does anybody cook and want a spifter?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Connie's hand went up.
She went first.
Yeah. You were first.
Okay. Who doesn't journal that wants to start journaling? And then who would like a book? Oh, all right. Well, I have a couple. I have more. I'll get more out of the car. So. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.